Well, hello, hello, and welcome to Our Turn to Listen. You are the best guest to have, and I am so happy to have you on board. Now, the first thing we would like to do and let you know that not just I'm here, but for the next hour is going to be the Moss King. And even though he's coming next hour, he'll be giving advice to the young adults on what the newest drink is while we're talking. But right now, I just want to say a prayer for the young lady that was burnt up in the train. I want to ask God for us to be mindful and be aware that our children ride these trains, and sometimes they're escorted and sometimes they're not. And this can be devastating for young people when they're going back and forth to school and they don't have any guardian, and it can be frightening. I'm suggesting that you sit down and you talk with them. You let them know that things happen, but there are caring people in the world, and that they have to stay strong and stay motivated and stay in a positive sense of thought. All things aren't negative. So we're going to ask God to give us strength and pray that the family, if they find them, give their hearts some strength. And I want to ask each and every one who got children, please make sure that they get to school safe. Please follow up on your children. That's the goal that you have in life. There's nothing else more important than your offspring. Your offspring is a beautiful thing to have, and that you struggle to have them. So let's make sure that they're safe by any means necessary. Now, let's get down to business. All the young adults who are going to college and y'all are in need of certain food and things to keep you motivated. Well, we're going to discuss that, but not at this time. But you can see it on the other side. It's getting ready for you. I'm telling you, you're going to be motivated, and especially to those who are raising grandchildren and you're a senior. It would be so wonderful for you to be able to change your diet and keep your mind clear and stay as youthful as you can, because we all can't be young forever. So I'd like to hear from you. And if you're young and you're working and you're taking care of your grandparents and y'all both are a working team, we like to see that you come on. So, in the meantime, we're going to discuss how you can keep your children safe. You have to have networks, and we don't have that anymore, but you have to start creating networks. Whether it's be in English or in Spanish, you can communicate with someone and let them know, because if they're going to the same school and they're in the same grade, you start a networking program where someone can be there in case of an emergency. Always make sure that there's something attached to your child's phone to make you be able to follow them and know where they're located on the virtual. And they have location finders where you can use a barrette and they'll give you a little camera, and it's not even noticeable, but you'll be able to locate your child wherever they go within a certain mile radius, especially if they're in school. You could see if they're going to lunch. You could see if they're, in each class. And when they transfer, this is for their safety, because a lot of our children are being misguided and, they run away. There's all kinds of things that happen. But we're in need of getting information, and that's what I'm here for, because our turn to listen is not just for your children, but we're trying to help you secure yourself with your children and your family. Now, what are we doing this year? Well, there's a lot of new places, and we have a new library that has been opened up over 181st in the Bronx, and everybody is ecstatic about it. Most of our kids are learning how to read, and they're staying up on it. And most of our bilingual children are learning how to read as well. And I'm so proud of them, and I want to give them a great hand, and I want to give them a salute to all the things that they have been doing. I have seen how they're doing the artwork at PS9, and it is marvelous. They are so motivated and they're so in love with some of their teachers. I'm hoping that we could get some of the kids to come on with parents to discuss what they're doing for the new year. To all our young adults who have gotten promoted and they're in junior high school, if you are looking for part time and you know summer is coming and things are of interest, please don't hesitate to send your resume and put it on so we could see what you do and what you're capable of doing and what you're looking to do for your future. Now, if there's any young adults who are interested in learning about how to go about being a political person or a community leader in their neighborhood, the Latin Leadership Program is free, and you can get a certificate learning about the grants and the colleges and all the government programs that they have available. And it also helps you learn how to become a politician if you choose to, or help better your community, or also help how to fight for landlords and how to get a better apartment and how to do things in your home to make sure that it's safe and secure and mouse free. So, all these things, the Latin Leadership Program helps young adults who are in junior high school and in high school and on their way to college. They're such a motivating and free program. And believe me, if you have young adults that you work and you're off on the weekend, and your child is 9, 10, and they comprehend and they read a lot, believe me, they get a certificate for coming with you and learning this program as well. It is great. It is in Manhattan, and I just want to say that this is a good program whether you are English spoken or you are Spanish spoken. It is such a great program. I just want to say thank you to Sister Sadie for coming on. Thank you for your support and thank you for
You're
showing
welcome.
up. And we're dis- we're discussing all the programs that we could give our young adults that are free, and grants and programs that are working for young adults at this time. We have a lot of emancipated minors, and that means we have a lot of 16, 17, and 18-year olds who are in need of work. And they're looking to do some things, and they had called me and asked me before the holiday, where Amazon is hiring and they are going to have programs for young adults that are working and they're kind of helping in the household. And it would be advised that if you're able and you have a resume and you've been working and you have a good background, it's good to give them a call and start signing up, because later on they're going to have a lot of positions for stock person, whether it be night or morning, there'll be openings available. So give Amazon a call. Most of the colleges are putting out information for jobs and housing. I know that there's a lot of young people that are looking for housing, and they're going to college and they're looking for roommates and they're screening. So the best thing to do is get in touch with your college right about now and make sure the space that you have or you're looking for is well taken care of. Make sure that your funds are there and paid up, and that you don't have to worry about too much of where you're going to sleep that night. And make sure that you get discount furniture from different places that have, hand me downs. They have garage sales, things of that sort. When you're starting out, it's very difficult. So my advice to all my young people, and that we start saving up, getting our little discounts together, and looking at the Latin Leadership Program where it can help you. They'll help you as far as grants and things of that sort. Now, to all our little junior high school students and high school and college students, I know that your eating habits have changed a great deal, especially in junior high school and elementary. We're going to have a gentleman come on who is the Moss King. He's going to be discussing with you eating habits and things that's going to bring more energy to you. Okay. And it's not going to be so financially, draining for your pockets to buy healthy food. You have to keep up with certain things, and especially with my seniors who, like I said, who are raising grandchildren that are 9, 8, 7, 6, and they got a lot of energy. So we're trying to keep you up to par with that as well. There's a lot of free programs throughout the library that will help you with your grandchildren and help you with your newborns and help you as far as with family if you have large families. They have programs where you can take out tapes and your books, and they also help you with your languages. They have bilingual programs, and the library is free, and they're located all over. We have one library that's really great and updated at 231st off of Broadway in the Bronx. And most of the young people like to go there because it's computer accessible. And they do have limits on their computers, but it's accessible. And not only that, they have seniors who will help you with your homework for free. Yes. Not only will they help you with your math, they help you learn how to do computers and things of that sort. And we also have young adults who are learning the system as far as law. And there's seniors that are there that will teach them or tutor them as far as law, or tutor them as far as cooking, and tutor them as far as, starting their own business and how to get the paperwork together. And it's free. Yes, can you believe it? There are seniors who have still got that rhythm going, and they're willing to help you at most of the libraries throughout the Bronx or Brooklyn or Queens. Wherever you're going, there's volunteer workers that are discussing how to do business, how to start your own restaurant, how to do baking, how to, do your own show as far as podcasts and things of that sort. They're very motivated, and they're very anxious to help you with your homework. You get so much help, and they try to stay in touch. And sometimes you might get someone who's like a big brother or a big sister, but a little older. They might be an older auntie or uncle. And your mother and father will be in touch with them at all times. So it would be advisable for our young youth to start going back to the library, because the library is where it's happening, and most of our free stuff is right there. Anything that you need, and you getting assistance in whatever program and projects that you're looking to do. Now, for our little ones, there are new cartoons that are coming up that are teaching them how to read, how to do their little ABCs. And I like for parents who are stay at home, especially now that we have fathers who are staying at home with their babies. And we're having programs to teach and show you how to help with your babies, and new vitamins that are coming out for children that'll make them more motivated and healthy, and you as well. And certain foods that you're eating, as far as vegetables, you can eat with your children and it doesn't have a bad taste. And we're going to have discussions about that with the Moss King, because as you see, he comes on off and on, and he's very supportive of all the young adults and seniors, and our, mothers and fathers who are new parents, and keeping them healthy. So I'm so happy that he's with us and that he's going to discuss and come on every now and then. And at 7:30, he'll be coming in and talking to us about food. And at 8 o'clock, his show starts, and you'll be learning all about water and vitamins and certain treatment. And that's a great thing. Now, we're sending out links to all our schools and different people who are working with their children, or their children and them, or a team. Like, I met a young lady, she works with the MTA. Her daughter goes to school. They're a team, they work together as far as when it comes to lunch and things of that sort, keeping the house together. She's 9, and mom age is beautiful. That's all I could say. And she works very hard. So when I saw that they were a team and how they communicate, I invited them to come to the show. They're not on at this time, but it is of the importance that we communicate with our children if you're a single parent, because these are trying times, as in every time when you was growing up. It was trying times, which we had more of a community. So we need to start building that community up again for our children, and they need to know who is safe in their community and who isn't. And you just need to talk with them calmly and peacefully. And you can see that there are teams of mothers and fathers who have, children, and they are working together as far as homework time, what time meals are done and things of that sort, and doing chores and working together as far as projects for the summer. So these are the things that we want to discuss with you and work with you towards anything that you need help in. If you are an entrepreneur, this is great for you. If you're under 25 and you need services and support towards whatever dream and goal you're going through, we are here for you. We're here to help you find whatever support you need. We're here to listen to whatever you're going through and what you need, motivation in. And if you are trying to motivate your friend, bring them on the show. It's a beautiful thing that y'all could debate and talk about certain things and help somebody find a house or help them get a plate of food. There's so many young adults who are homeless and sleeping out in the street, or they barely can make shelters and, keep a roof over their heads. Most of our group homes are overwhelmed, and they're just, they just don't have the space like they used to. And under 21 needs help as well. So I reached out to these programs, and they will be talking to us, well, as soon as we keep things going. And yes, Sadie, is there anything you like to say?
No, really enjoying your show. I'm just rocking back and listening about what you have planned for the youth, and it's a very good thing. So I'm just enjoying it at this time.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure having you here, and I'm sure you got plenty of nieces and nephews, so you know that they're more than welcome too. And as far as anything else, we have a listing of housing. We're going to be putting up a list of for those who are looking with their family. New buildings are coming up, and we're going to try to help those who are in shelters to get their families out of that. And as far as food, Hunts Point is hiring, and I could give you a year's reference. And yes, they'll take 17, 18, 19, 20, and they will work with you. And even if you have a few little papers and problems and things with your legal situation and your family, they will work with you. And you not only can work with them, but they will help you as far as food. They are very good people. So Hunts Point is looking to hire people. And we also want to help you learn where to go and how to look for jobs, how to get your resumes together. Okay, we are here to help you in those areas. We're here to help you find work. We're here to help you, support you in your home. We're here to help you as far as knowing how safe your child is when they're in school or out of school, knowing what food they're eating and what's not healthy and what is healthy. That's why I have the Moss King on my team, because he's definitely going to talk to you about how to, help your grandmother, drink more water, and help, your auntie, be able to, move around and do that exercise, and what vitamins is going to be great. And if you have a B12 deficiency, he's definitely going to talk to you about keeping that up, because I know that when you're in college, you pull overnighters. And it's like, and then you work in the day or odd hours, and you trying to keep that energy up, and you got to go out here and pay your bills and run around, and you might have two jobs like my sons. They got two jobs, and whatever you're doing to try to survive, it takes a lot of energy, and it takes so much faith and motivation. And I know as a young person, you feel like one day you got it going on, and next day you just so drained and tired, and you just don't know where you're going to get the energy from. So we're here to motivate you in that area and help you eat well, help you drink well, help you think well, and motivate. I'm also suggesting that we have anger management. We also do anger management, and that's for those who are teenagers and young adults, and you need to express your anger. And the parents, if you need to express your anger and you need to talk to someone and express, and if you don't feel comfortable talking to me, we will make referrals. But it's hard to live out here and you're a single parent, or even if you have a two family home, it's difficult, and you have to have an outlet. Some people don't swim, some people don't box, some don't play golf. We don't all play baseball, we don't all play soccer. We're not all sports people. Some like to run. We're not all runners. Some people might walk around the reservoir or walk around the park area, or walk, do 5 miles or 10 miles, or walk from here to Manhattan. It has been done. But you have to let go and try to breathe and try to be humble with yourself. Everything is not your fault. You're a young person, you're growing, you're learning. And the best people that you can learn from is under 5 years old. The first thing they love saying is no. And I think that we need to all empower that word, no. If you're not going to do certain things, then you should say, no, that's not comfortable for me. If there's a certain environment that you're in and you're not comfortable with certain things, tell yourself, no, this is not where I want to be. There's so many new and adventurous things that are coming out, and I want you to be the first to know. I'm going to give you as much information, even if you want to write a book. All young adults are doing that. And I mean, there's a 9-year old who just put a book out, and there's 10-year olds who are doing the same, and they're writing poetry, and they're telling their feelings of how they see things. And it's a beautiful thing. And I would love for you to be part of that. There's so many things you can do. Everybody cannot be a singer, just like everybody can't tap dance. But if you are in Dominican Republic or Colombia or Brazil or Jamaica, or in Paris, I have a few students, in Germany, Australia, please, you're more than welcome to come on to the show and discuss what you're doing. And it might motivate someone else to do a lot more other than just want to stay here in the States. They might want to come visit. And all to all my young people, there is a new beautiful game to have pen pals, and you could go and travel with this new game called World, and you get pen pals all over the world, and your pen pal writes you and you write them, and you'll share recipes, you'll do little science projects. It is a joy to have. You get letters, you'll share pictures, and it's so great. And they deal with those who are young, the age of 5, all the way up to high school. I think you will enjoy it. So, once again, I'm asking and I'm letting you know, the family can only come to this show if they have you as a ticket. And that means if you 4 years old, 5 years old, 25, long as they have a ticket, they could come on the show and talk about how they're proud of you, how you and them motivate each other, how y'all work together, how you don't work together, how you do math, how you do a new cupcake design, how you do designs. Are y'all making bags? New, I see that there's young people designing new sneakers and new shoes in different countries. I have students in China who would open up a restaurant, and each week someone takes a turn to cook and do their design of what they feel is, culinary. I would love for that to happen over here, that we would take turns and let our children cook for us different culinary food, and we get a chance to eat that frog leg or something that's really extraordinary, like chocolate cockroach. I don't know, but it sounds good. So I like to see, and hear from you. And is there anything you would like to say, Edwin?
Absolutely.
Anything?
I wanna encourage. Hey, my name is Ed Wins. I've been labeled the Moss King here in this show. I want to thank Carolyn for the Enigma for inviting me to this show. We're going to learn a lot, and we want to encourage all the children, all the parents, anyone that wants to join us to speak about, your reality, your experiences, any advice you have for the youth, and how for us to make them better and for us to be better listeners. So definitely we want to encourage everyone to join us. Miss Sadie, thank you for coming in and, inspiring us. I want to
You're welcome,
also
Adam.
definitely, I want to celebrate you on your journey now with the Ethiopian Federation. And thank you for that. I want everyone to come to this show and have an open voice and help us make the world better. At every Friday at a time.
Yes, and that's a beautiful thing. The Ethiopian Federation is part of us, and it's been a beautiful thing. And we have a female president. And I waited a long, 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 long time for this moment. So congratulations. And they're going to be coming on with their children and they're young adults and healthy and being happy and motivated and being in a good spirit is what this is about. And it's also keeping the good spirit of your child motivated and keep them optimistic. There's so many things that we learn from our children. I mean, I was in the store and a 3-year old, she knew exactly what she wanted. She got down and I said, "Is there anything you want?" And she went straight to her little cupcakes and asked daddy, can she have it? And then she came back to me and she told me to put the cupcake on the counter and I could pay for it now. Now this is 3 years old. You can't tell me that they don't see you, that they don't pay attention. She went straight to daddy, got permission. However that baby talk she did, showed me to put it up there on the counter and said, "Go ahead, pay." So I'm loving how 3 years old is so brilliant today and how 25 is still moving and they're motivated and they're working 2 and 3 jobs just so they could get that degree. And it's so beautiful that our seniors are working at the library to help them with their education, and even our handicaps. Those who are handicapped are not crippled. They have a situation, but they help as far as helping young adults getting wheelchairs, getting laptops and things, and they recreate things for those who don't have, especially the Bronx School of Science. So those are my inventors, and they told me that they will try to come on to the show. But now that I know that the link works, it will be out there and going. We will have flyers for the Moss King and myself, our turn to listen, and we definitely will have some pictures going up and showing you where we at as far as our motivation and getting our customers and people in tight with what they need to know and how it works for them. Especially my seniors. I love them so much. I have an 89-year-old who's taking care of her son, and this is ongoing, and it's a beautiful thing when the both of them are taking care of the grandbaby. So they need help as much as possible, and it's such a beautiful thing that we work together as a family. We work together as good people and try to help you with whatever your situation is. We just got word that a family just came out of a shelter. They on the fifth floor. They didn't have one elevator. They got two, and they got the 2 bedrooms. And her son is getting the education that he needs and the help from the hospitals. And they're taking the Medicare that they offer. So I want to give them a shout out and say congratulations. I know it took a long time, and yes, it took a long time, especially when you have someone who's handicapped and it's just you and your husband. So I want to say thank you. And our turn to listen with the Moss King. What would I do without him? I tell you, I know that the moss works. I have lost quite a few pounds. Um, to my seniors, I had a lump on my left side that was there for a year, and because I believe drinking a lot of water and eating properly and leaving certain foods alone, the Moss King helped me in that area, and it came out negative. I believe that if we start eating properly, our kids will pay attention to what we're eating, because every time we eat something, they're there. You can't tell me they don't want to taste everything that you eating. They mark and watch you every day. So if it's good to you, they're going to want to taste some of it. And there's vitamins that are coming out, and there's things that are coming out that are helping our children as well as our seniors and adults. It takes a lot for you to work two jobs and come take care of your children and take care of your home and go grocery shopping and do laundry and try to keep your mind together. You have to meditate and breathe with your children. It's not a hard thing to do. So I think that we are going to work together and make sure that things come together for all of us. I know we're coming to a close as far as our turn to listen is 7:37. That's quarter two. But there's so much I want to offer you. Now we have located a nice store where they sell secondhand clothing and jackets and things of that sort. And people have given such a great donation. If you do not have a coat for your child or yourself, please come to 238th Street um, uh, thrift shop. It is right there by the dollar store on Broadway and 238, across the street from Stop and Shop. They have quality stuff, and most of them, they're giving it away for free. If you need a coat and boots, they're quality, they will take care of you. And those who are in the shelter, there's quality stuff over there. And Fortune Society is helping as far as clothing and boots and things of that sort for those who are just coming home and they're ex offenders and you're a teenager or a young adult. I know times are a little bit hard, but we're here to help you find jobs. We're here to help you motivate yourself. But most of all, we're here to listen to what your needs are, to find help for you in what area that you're doing, and trying our best to make sure that you eat well, that you drink the best of health, so other than sodas and orange juice and having your child run around like a racetrack and you wondering what's wrong with them. It's going to be a beautiful time for us, and I think that you will be a beautiful person being part of it. Now, for our young adults who are like from junior high school, just starting to go to high school, we have certain projects that are coming up. We're going to have summer job listings, and you tell you how to go about getting your working papers, because I think that has changed as well. And your working papers and your information as far as your birth certificate, social security card, all the identification ID, just where you live at, there's going to be changes. So we're going to keep you abreast on that. And it doesn't take time for the winter to move out the way, and summer is right here. So you might as well start getting your paperwork together. Start, making sure your resume and your references. Now, with our turn to listen, if you have worked before and your references are up to par, we will give you a year's reference. We will help you with a year's reference. and we will make a letter for you and send it directly to you. Okay? Now, for those of you who are young adults and just came out of an institution of some sort, we will definitely give you a year's reference and we will send it to your PO and make sure that everybody got a copy. And we will assist you to help find work. Now, one thing about us assisting you, once you find a job, try to stay there for a year. Anything under 6 months, it takes us some time and it's hard for us to find work for young people. So we really ask you to be patient and to be humble and not lose jobs like we get them every day because we don't. People are very skeptical of a lot of things. So we're trying to work together on that. Now, as you notice, there's a young man, the Moss King, is drinking something delicious over there. And we want him to discuss that. And he's going to be coming on in a few minutes, in about 20, 15 minutes. And it does look delicious, don't it? He gets the best stuff. He's teasing us right now. But less sugar helps your child. And we're trying to demote the sugar that we are feeding our children today. Okay. And we also are trying to get you to detox the sugar out of your system if you're an adult or young adult and you think just going to the Dunkin' Donuts and getting that latte coffee is, what's supposed to keep you up. That's not the case, but you'll learn that from the Moss King. I'm not going to step over in that boundary. Every now and then I kind of cheat myself, but I know I have to get back to that. I want y'all to know that the children of the world are very important to me. And I didn't just start doing this. I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. And we need to stop acting like we're scared of our children. No matter where we see them, they're ours. I don't care what country they come from or what situation they're in. If we can stop them from going through any more changes and help motivate them and listen to them and give them something to reach out for. Because everybody is not going to be a movie star. Everybody's not going to be a nurse. Somebody's going to have to go to the graveyard and clean out the graveyards and get paid for it. Somebody has to collect garbage. Somebody might be a pre-lawyer. Somebody might have to build a building. But everybody is not going to have that dream of, I'm going to hit the lottery and become the billionaire, and this is what I'm going to do. Before you become anything, you have to be free to be yourself. Pay attention when you go on to school. Pay attention to the cars that drive up near the sidewalks and things of that sort. Keep in touch with your parents. Don't make this hobby that they have now that, for you to be on television, you need to be missing. This is not healthy for us. And people are making it a game. And it's something that will help us find you when you least expect it. Something, just them knowing that you are out there. Let's stop our children from coming on and disappearing so they could be on, I need to find this child. Let's pay attention to our seniors. Most of our young adults have lost their way, but I'm sure that we can help them in every way possible. So that's why I decided to bring Our Turn to Listen to discuss all the things that are available for young adults. New Pampers, new baby food, new shoes, everything that is possible to make them happy. It don't take a whole lot of money and a whole lot of toys. Just them eating properly make them happy and give them a better mood, a better attitude, and it helps them sleep. When you're in a hostile environment, it can take down a whole lot if you eat properly. Take it from me. I used to stay intense, but once you learn how to eat and drink, and cleanse out your body. I've been drinking a tea that my sister Sadie taught me to cleanse out the mucus, and it's been a week. And I've been
How's the tea?
it's I keep a jar, a plastic thing filled up with the tea, the ginger and the lemon and
Get a
the
glass jar.
Turmeric?
yeah.
Dump the plastic and get a glass jar. That's your lesson.
Well, but I drink it in the morning. I don't need to have no coffee, and it takes. And if you were swollen up in here, you could feel it.
Yeah.
You could feel it's empty. I don't know how to describe it, but when you have mucus, it stops. It stops you from breathing up in here. But when you take the tea, all up in here is clear. You can really breathe. You could go outside and get your nose get really close. you get you can feel it all up. It feels like it reaches your brain. But it's a good tea. It's a good tea. I know that the lemon, ginger, red onion, what else? And garlic.
Turmeric.
Sea moss,
Turmeric.
turmeric, yes. Turmeric. Turmeric. Yes. And you
Turmeric.
let it boil, okay, for like 15 minutes. Let it boil
Yeah.
and let it cool and drain. Oh my God. And you can put a little honey in it, but you rather drink it regular. I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything that you could give a child unless you put some honey in it. But other than that, it clears. And when it's clear, cause the swelling, or you could do like this, press your, there's nothing there. And I do it all the time. I be feeling up myself. But yes, it's good. It's good for my seniors. I told them about that. So I got somebody that walks from here to Riverside Drive and walks back. He's an old soldier and he likes to drink as well. So now the next thing we're looking to do is to get all the sugar out of your child and get all the sugar out of you. There's a drink and it's cucumber and a few other things, but it's supposed to get rid of all the sugar. But I believe that our Moss King has recipes, and between him and Sister Sadie, we're gonna have some normal walking people, and they're gonna be healthy, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. You be able to eat your fruit and grow some vegetables, and that's another thing that I'm trying to motivate young adults and parents to do. Start growing your fruit and vegetables. Make it a project. And even if you buy fish and that's a pet for you, make your fruit and your vegetables your pet, your new project. Kids love growing things. They will grow anything. They love growing things. They love doing things. You can get them some dirt and they will take care of that project as if they growing a baby chick. Help yourself do better and the rest will follow. I tell you, it's going to be a beautiful time. So we're coming to an end. And I'm glad to have spoken to you for this whole hour. It's going to be such a beautiful thing when you get with the Moss King. And I thank Sister Sadie for coming. And the Ethiopian Federation, I can't wait for y'all to come with your children and your babies. And to the young lady that got the little one that's 4 years old, and we got different time. I appreciate you, and you're so good and beautiful to me. So we got 4 more moments, 4 more minutes, and the Mars King will be coming on, and it's gonna be a that. This is my joyful moment talking to the Mars King. I know that after this Thanksgiving and New Year's, we're gonna have to go back to our diet, and so I've been cheating a little bit, but I got to get some Mars for my son because that's what he likes, and I like that drink. So it's your turn. The Mars King is coming. You're coming on. I'm gonna be going off, and he's
You
gonna
can stay
show
there.
us. Yeah, I'm not
Can you
going
hear me?
nowhere.
Can you hear me well?
Yes,
Can you hear me well?
yeah, I can hear you
Good
well.
evening. Good evening once again. My name is Edwins. They call me the Moss King. I didn't take it well at first, but I understand. That's what I sell. That's what I make a living off. That is what I've studied. That is who I am. So the Moss King is here.
Yes,
First of all, I'd like to speak to the parents of our children. Um, when life begins from 0 to 7, your child is developing who your child is going to become. Your child sponges off of everything that's around it, its environment, the grandparents, the parents, the friends, and they become who they're supposed to become. We program them as they're growing. So please watch them during this time, encourage them, teach them things that are correct. And one thing that I always kept in mind is people throughout the days telling me that they don't drink enough water. They don't drink water. They could go on days without drinking water. And to me, that was bananas. That was crazy. That was something that was like out of the ordinary. How could you not drink water when it's the most important element? It's more important than your mother, is more important than love, is more important than anything. Water is one of the oldest elements in this earth. It has memory. It has all the memories from the time when time began through now. And so to me, that was something that was incredible. So today I want to talk about water. A lot of people call it H2O. I call it life because you can't be without it. The one thing that I want everyone to keep in mind is that you don't just drink water to drink water. You could drink a gallon of water and it means nothing. It's going to flush right through you. It's probably going to take the potassium out of your system. It's going to take all the minerals that your body has and it's going to flush them out. So you're probably going to be working against yourself, which is why you saw me with a little bottle of Celtic sea salt, and you saw me with a jar of Brita filtered water, and you saw me with this bottle, which is hydrogen water. So what happens? Let me talk about the hydrogen water first. The reason why I
okay,
love this is because it elevates the levels of hydrogen in your water and the levels of oxygen. What does that mean? Water by itself has hydrogen twice, oxygen once.
right,
This will raise the level of it. It will make it more electric. It'll make it more enhancing to your cells. It'll regenerate them. It'll elevate the levels of energy going to your brain. It'll help the your blood circulate more. It'll help your gastric anything gastric that's going on. It'll help the flora in your stomach, and it'll help your kidneys and your liver to flush out toxins that are may be stagnant there, metals that are stagnant there. So water is super, super necessary. Now, what happens? We'll drink a gallon of water and nothing is happening because it's not going into the bloodstream. When you grab a little piece of this salt, Celtic sea salt or uh, uh, Himalayan sea salt, and you put it on your tongue, your tongue starts to absorb this salt. Salt has a bunch of minerals, maybe 85 to 92 minerals, depending on which one you use. And when you drink the water, this water now pushes into the bloodstream, and it's not just flushing out, it's helping your blood circulate. And if your blood circulate and your pump circulate, now you have oxygen raising to your brain, and now you are becoming a better person throughout the day because you have all this energy. When
Mm.
someone gets ill, they send them to the hospital. The first thing they inject into them is saline. What does that mean? I think it's 9,000 grams of salt that is now going into your bloodstream. Why? Because that's your electrolytes. They've been advising us different. They've been advising us that Gatorade has electrolytes, when in fact Gatorade has a bunch of sugar in it. And sugar works against the body because the body doesn't recognize artificial sugar. So when you're feeding your child fruity pebbles and you're feeding them oatmeal in the morning and pancakes and all of this stuff, you're actually enhancing the levels of sugar, and they go through a spike. And now about 12 o'clock, your child is tired and needs a nap. If you were to give your child a little bit of sea salt with their water, now that would actually enhance their electrolytes, and they will not get tired. They will think better, and they would act better. So the importance of water in our lives is extreme,
Mm.
and we don't know how to utilize this water. When you actually take water, this is what your body's becoming. We are 72% water, and the rest is carbon. What does that mean? We Every time we need to regenerate those water cells and remove toxins, you need to bring water into it. So how can you replenish it? You have to add minerals to your water just by adding half a teaspoon of soda of baking soda into your
Okay.
water. Is actually enhancing your water because it's pushing it. Now, what happens with the supermarkets and pharmaceuticals? What are they doing? They're selling us water in a bottle. This water that they put in a bottle, they actually, to clean it out, they take out all the nutrients that was actually in it. For example, spring water, they'll take it out and they'll leave you with sodium chloride, which is one element. So you think that you're actually regenerating your body, it's actually working against your body. Aside from that, this water may travel an entire year in this plastic bottle, and now that plastic has bled into your water, and you're actually um, toxifying your body with this plastic bottle, which is why I like to filter my own water. I like to enhance it. I like to, every time that I drink water, I I concentrate and I pray on this water because this water is going to become part of who I am now. So you have to bless your water before you drink it. It's a good practice because anything that you put in your body, you should bless it before you eat it. Any food, anything that comes into your temple, your inner being, you should bless it
Amen.
before you actually absorb it. Especially water. Remember, water has memory. So when you bless this water and you give it all the love, now that's who you become. If you curse this water, that's actually what you're gonna become. Anything that you curse, works against you. Anything you bless, it works for you. Now, at this time, I want to ask Dr. Winborn: is anybody behind the scenes that may want to come in and say anything to us? If anybody's behind the scenes, because we haven't asked that question.
Hello?
I know Dr. Winborn, he'll be right on. I know it takes a little bit. Is anybody in the
Yeah,
hallway waiting?
no one. There's no one backstage at this moment. If someone comes backstage, I'll bring them to the stage.
Can't hear you, Doctor.
You can't hear me? Can I be heard?
I hear you.
Yeah, there's no one
No, I'm
backstage
trying to
at this
see if
time.
Dr. Winborn has anybody behind the scenes that may want to ask us anything or may want us to listen to them or have an opinion to come and join us.
There's no
I
one
could,
backstage at this time.
okay. All right. All right, Miss Sadie. Anything you want to add to the conversation about H2O as I before I continue?
No, I'm listening, but I like your intake on water because I myself drink a lot of water. So I know the importance of having water within your system because our body is a great percentage of water. So it's very important for the proper running of our cells and all that that we drink a proper intake of water. So very good teachings. I'm just listening, as I said. Good
Thank you
teachings
so
on
much.
water.
Thank
Well,
you.
I know that drinking water help you move your bowels. I know,
Absolutely.
I know when you change your diet, you don't have to worry about um moving. You don't have to take a S-Lax or anything like that when you drinking a certain amount of water. It's a certain time that your whole system will flush out. But what I wanted to know is, do you put the baking soda into the water? Um,
Yes.
okay, a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon. There's more than enough for it to push into the
And
bloodstream. Yes.
when do you put the sea salt?
This well, the first thing I do in the morning is I'll take some lemon, I'll take a little bit of baking soda, and
All
I'll
right.
and I'll have a glass of water because that helps to kind of like create a pH balance in your stomach, in the
Okay.
floor of your stomach, and it kind of alkalines it, and whatever you've been doing with digestion throughout the night will help it push it out. So
Right.
that's the first thing I do. So I do the baking soda in the morning, and I know that some of that water is now going into the bloodstream. For the rest of the time throughout the day, I'll take a pinch of this sea salt. Celtic sea salt is one of the best. It's more expensive, but it's one of the best for the body. And I wanted to talk about the importance of salt also because in ancient times they used to pay you in salt. What does that mean?
Right.
That it was so valued, and that's where the word salary comes in. Salary. So they used to trade salt, and we've steered away from that. The salt that they give us in the supermarket, the
It's
refined one,
not.
they actually bleach it. They bleach it and they take out all the nutrients that are actually supposed to be good for us. So it's
Yeah.
good that we choose a good salt, Himalayan sea salt, Celtic sea salt, but lean towards the unrefined because the purer it is, the better it is for you. Now you have less chances of getting a cold because you're defending, yourself, you're alkalining yourself. You have minerals. Wherever there's minerals, disease can't live there.
Right.
Depression can't set in because your body's happy because that's what it's looking for. When you sweat, you're sweating out your electrolytes. You're sweating out your salt. That's why it tastes like salt. And in your urine, you're peeing out the salt that was in there that it don't no longer needs to utilize. So as you're losing it, you need to replenish. So that's the importance of the salt along with the water. They both have to go in together so that it can work in tune with this great machine that you have that is called your body. Now, in talking about all that, there is something that's called H3O2, which is hydrogen three times, oxygen twice. Where do you get that? You get that from the highest intelligence of the Mother Earth and the universe and the sun. It's called fruits and vegetables. That's why when you were juicing, Carolyn, you started to feel better because you're putting in the right water. It has calcium in it, it has magnesium in it, it has all the elements of the earth. And now you putting that into your body, and now your body's happy. Your body doesn't want gluten. Your body doesn't want pasta. It doesn't want steak. It doesn't want none of that. Most of the things that we eat, your body doesn't want. It wants minerals and vitamins. And once you feed it that, the rest is just a plus. Your body's already happy. You get less hungry. That's
Yeah.
why when you absorb some sea salt, I'm sorry, that's why you hardly get hungry because your body's already like, okay, I'm satisfied. Now, what do you want? You see what I'm saying? So now that's where you have to replace the carbon in your body. So I said it was 72% water. Now the rest is carbon. Where do
Right.
you get carbon? Carbon comes from Mother Earth, some spinach, some kale, some
Salad.
all of those, or salad, all of those things, fruits, vegetables, which you're gonna make up by juicing, or you're gonna make up by getting those dark greens. The darker the better, like collard greens, and all of those things are very enhancing to the body because that's what the body truly wants.
Right.
Um, so that's what I have to say about H3O2 is hydrogen three times, oxygen twice. And you only get that from Mother Earth. So that's the best kind of water. When you have melons, when you have watermelon, I can eat 10 of them during the season where the seeds is on.
Yeah.
You have
Apples,
honeydew melon, you have
grapefruit.
grapes, you have the
Yes.
berries. All of those things is truly what the body wants because it has all the intelligence of the earth that's coming to you and it's going to regenerate you and it's going to enhance your electrolytes and it's going to bring better circulation and oxygen to the brain. Beets, very important that we eat beets. People don't even know the power in beets.
You could juice
With
it.
yes, if you have if someone that's anemic, you will take this beets and juice it, and you will give them an incredible drink with some carrots because beets has what is it composed of? It has nitric oxide, and nitric oxide brings up the levels of energy to your brain by 300%. The oxygen it raises it, so that's why I love beets. They have it now in a pill form for people that don't circulate their blood, that they have bad circulation, and they call it beets, but it's really nitric oxide. That element helps you enhance your brain by 300%. So why not? And throughout the month, I think every 28 days, the woman's cycle changes and they lose a lot of blood. So how can you replenish that? Hey, get some beets, get some nitric oxide, and then you will steer away from anemia. But again, that beets is watery. It has you juice it, and so that's the water that you need for that time. It depends what you need during what certain times. But you're always gonna need salt. Don't let the doctor tell you that the salt is bad for you. We need salt in our life because we need to enhance our electrolytes, and we've been misled when it comes to that. Now, when you utilize a lot of sugar and then you use the refined salt, now that's where everything works against you. And actually, salt and sugar that's been refined actually cut um our arteries. They cut them up because they're so refined that now they stick into our arteries and it starts to cut, and that's where you can bleed internally and everything like that. So don't let the doctor tell you that it's a bad thing for you. You need salt, and I'm an
Right.
advocate to that. Anyway, go ahead. It looks like you want to say something. Help me out, girl.
I also wanted to know where can you go get the salt and certain ingredients that you were speaking about, because they don't sell that. I had to go to BJ's to get the sea salt. They don't
Okay,
sell it
so
in regular
if you
stores.
don't find it, if you don't find it in BJ's or Costco's or anywhere you go shopping, we have the greatest machine now. It's called Amazon. You can find anything on there. I had somebody that was sick. They couldn't make babies. They had problems with their ovaries, and I would suggest a Jamaican dog blood, which is one of the most incredible things for women. Anything fertile with women, Jamaican dog blood. Go to Amazon. You will find it. She got it in a couple of weeks and she started to use it for a couple of months. And now she has a 9-month-old baby. So what I'm saying is if you can't find it anywhere else, just go to Amazon. I'm sure you're gonna find something like that. Um, we're looking at water. Again, the importance of water is
Where does
that you go ahead.
where do you find the glass that you have that you said it purifies it? You could get
Oh,
that from
you can find
Amazon?
it. You could get it on Amazon. You could get it on most places. Instagram has a bunch of places that they have hydro water. It's called hydro because hydrogen. So it's called
Right.
hydro water. It looks like this, and the actual light itself is what's creating the extra hydrogen in the water, and it probably enhances it 5 to 6 times. and it'll once it stops, then that's when you drink your water. It has a little outlet here that you recharge it, and this costs maybe about $40. It was a gift to me, but the average that I've seen is about $40. But again, nothing is too expensive for health. That
Right.
that is a true richness. So to me, whatever for if I broke it and I had to give $40 again, I'll do it again because I felt the difference in the energy that in my body.
Hmm.
Everyone knows their body. You know when something's wrong. You know when something's right. When something's wrong, drink water. Take your salt because you know what? When you used to get sick as a baby and grandma made you that soup, what did that soup have? It had
Water.
it had water in it. It had a little bit of garlic in it, which has interferons, probably some cilantro, and whatever she put in there had stuff that interfered with the mucus and the phlegm that was created by sugar. Sugar is the
Yeah.
number one enemy. Anytime you're feeling ill, you don't want candy during this time. You want salt. So again, I'm going to the element of salt and water, which is the composition in our body. It has salt and water has everything that your body needs, aside
I want
from
to say one thing to you, Edwin.
go ahead.
I don't want you to forget coconut water in the original state,
Oh,
God given water with all electrolytes. So I want to mention.
a- absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Aside from the watermelon, yes. And I
Yes.
think coconut water is one of the most incredible because it comes from the ground. The water has to go through the tree and to the top and actually create a coconut. So again, the intelligence of Mother Earth, the intelligence of the sun, the intelligence of the universe, putting all those elements together in a cup. Because a coconut is a cup of water for you. The the watermelon
And the meat.
is a pot of water for you, and it's so intelligent. And we've been steering away from it. We want to put it in a jar. We want to put it somewhere, and we want to process it, and we need to steer away from that. They've been taking away from us. They've been processing and adding sugar to everything. They've been processing and adding preservatives to it. The earth already preserved it for us. We don't need anything else. We need to steer back into that. So that's my advice to everyone, especially the parents. We need to enhance our children, teach them. We need to guide them. We need to give them more. We haven't been doing enough. We've been taking the lazy route with our children. And I feel like it's about that time. This is a good time for, creative consciousness, collective consciousness in the earth is coming. So that's what I feel about that.
Yeah, I know that. Basically, I saw how they feeding the young adults as far as elementary in their diet. Then most of the people want to go to McDonald's, and that's been I've been noticing how before they drop them off for school, the first thing they do is go to McDonald's. It would be cheaper for you to fix yours, child. You'd rather have some old fashioned oatmeal and
I
brown
wouldn't
sugar.
I wouldn't say cheaper. I would say it would be smarter. I would say it would be better. I would say it would be more celebrated towards the health of your child and the upbringing of your child because you're telling them that it's all right to go eat McDonald's all the time and eat fast food and eat chemicals.
Yeah.
So it'll be smarter, not just cheaper, but it'll be smarter for you to start to take charge of your child's health. Because remember, those children are going to guide your grandchildren. So you need to teach them well so that it could keep going, so that it could keep sparking other lives. Um, this was designed as a weapon to us. Food was designed as a weapon. All of these places, Kentucky Fried Chicken, just Chick-fil-A alone, their chicken has 65 different chemicals from the studies that were
Yeah.
made. So what are we feeding our children? And when are we going to start to take charge of it? Again, this is the time that consciousness is growing. After 2024, consciousness is becoming collective. People are learning. People are looking for answers. People are now researching things. People are reading ingredients. Reading
Yeah.
ingredients is one of the smartest things you can do. Read it with your child and see. If you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating that. And when you go, if you ever been to Europe and you go there and you research their products and you start reading, it'll be five names of
On the
ingredients in the bottle.
That's
Over here,
right.
over here you can't hardly read them because there's so many and it's so little that you're not gonna pay attention to it. But
And
we
it's
need to pay attention to it
and
for
it's
the sake
so
of our children.
tiny. It's so tiny. They don't want you to read it.
They do it on purpose. They'll put a label on it that says sugar free, but it's
But
not
that's
sugar
not the
free.
case.
If it tastes sweet, it has some sort of sugar in it. What they do, they put synthetic sugar in it. They name it something else. They name it, let's say, dextrose. And you don't really realize that that's the actual sugar, aspartame. That's the actual sugar that they're using in the product, but they still tell you that it's sugar free. So here you are drinking a diet Coke or a diet Pepsi, thinking that it's zero sugar in it. No, that's why you're blowing up because you have artificial sugar in it, and your body's storing it and doesn't know what to do with it. You don't take enough water to flush yourself out. I believe from the studies that were done, when you drink one soda, it
Oh
takes
my God.
32 glasses of water to flush
To
that
flush
one can
that
of
out.
soda out. One can of soda has to be flushed out by 32 glasses of water. And
Okay.
that to me, that's incredible because it's like, how can one thing just tarnish so many
Don't
other things? You know?
and they don't that they're supposed to be serving healthy meals, and fruits. And fruit itself, once you start juicing, it gets rid of so much out of your system that if you eat heavy, it doesn't feel comfortable. So I understand how these kids are going crazy and they're, with all this energy and dysfunction because it's just you're overwhelming their bodies with so much sugar, even the hamburgers.
Yeah, because nutrition actually alters your behavior. If you eat well and eat the right things, you're gonna feel good. So now your behavior is gonna be tranquil. But if you eat something that has no nutrition in it, has no nutritional value, now your body's like, hey, you're making me work. I didn't do any. I didn't gain anything out of this. You're gonna be in discomfort. Your body's gonna be depressed. Like, you made me do all this work, but I don't got nothing to work with. So
Yeah.
that will actually trigger the child to go haywire. You gave him a bunch of sugar. He burnt it out in 2 hours. Now in 2 hours, your child is hungry again. You don't even know why, but I just fed you. Yeah, you fed them garbage. You fed them stuff that not even dogs want to eat these things. So this is what's happening with our civilization, with our generation, where we're at right now when it
How do
comes to
you
nutrition.
how do you incorporate moss with children to feed children?
You could do a juice. You can always do a smoothie. Hey, let's have a smoothie today. You can create a salad and chop it up real nice, real thin, and put it in the salad. When you make a
Okay.
soup, put it in your soup. Hey, let's drink some soup. So you can incorporate it in however you want, and you think your child's gonna take it. I'm not just gonna give you applesauce. Let me take a couple of spoons in them of the CMOS, put it in there, sneak it, and now the applesauce tastes a little more sour, but it's still sea moss in
Apples.
there.
Yeah.
So it depends what you want to do with it and how you're gonna incorporate it. I've seen people put it in their tea when they drink tea. I've seen people put it in their coffee. It depends how you want to incorporate it. The point is to get it in there because why? You have 92 minerals plus that are gonna work with you, and that's the whole point that I always tell people. You be
Edwin,
less
let me
hungry.
share something with you.
Go ahead.
When you want to interest children in sea moss, it is best put in orange juice and they love it. Sweeten it with honey and they love it. It's also good if
Well,
you blend it with blueberries and
okay,
honey because sea moss is more effective when placed with vitamin C.
Oh.
Good for adding.
gotcha. Now, what kind of orange juice you put in there? Natural? You got to squeeze natural, or you just gonna go get some Tropicana? Because the Tropicana is gonna defeat the purpose.
And that got sugar in it.
It has artificial sugar. It has not 1 ounce of orange juice in it. So again, you have to think about what am I doing? You would get some freshly squeezed orange. That's why I said juice, and then add the sea moss to this juice because again, everything from the supermarket is going to be artificial,
Yeah.
and that so we're losing there actually. But you're right about the vitamin C that it works with the sea moss. Even though the sea moss has a little bit of vitamin C in it, it has all the elements in there.
And the honey makes it taste better.
Yeah, because children are looking for taste because we've addicted them to sugar. If you never gave a child sugar, it wouldn't want it. But
Yeah.
everything has sugar, so they're addicted to it. So now they're looking for that taste where they can't eat anything that's bland. They don't even want to drink water because it's bland.
Right.
So because we've addicted them from day one. Where did Sadie go?
Mm.
So so being as she said to add orange juice, I'd rather freshly squeeze the orange juice. If we're gonna do apple juice, make apple juice
Apple
from
juice.
anything natural. Yeah, because again, it's working against us when you say, "Let me add some sea moss to the orange juice."
Right.
It depends what orange juice we're utilizing.
So it would be best that they do use the juicer if they're gonna mix the moss with
Exactly.
that.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
that's why I said make a smoothie. Make a
Right.
smoothie and you add the sea moss. You can cheat. You can cheat your child because the child's gonna get the sugar that it wants. That's what it is. We have these parasites within our nervous system that ask us for these things. You don't even want it. You don't even want to wake up in the middle of the night and eat a donut. You have these parasites that are used to doing this and controlling us.
Yeah.
And so you wake up in the middle of the night and you want some nonsense and you don't even know why, but it's not really you that wants it. It's
It's
actually,
the parasite.
yes, ma'am. That's
So
the
I
craziness
mix
about it.
that. I like to do the drink whereas you put your fruit and your bananas and your lemon and your apple, whatever juice you have, and that's why I like the juicer. And you can make your malt from the juice and add bananas to make it thick, and a little collagen, powdered collagen now, and make a good drink out of it.
Yeah, so
How much
you
are
just
your
gotta.
how much are your bags, and how much is the weight for your moss?
So I sell 4 ounces of moss for $20. Right? If you buy a pack of three, then I'll give it to you for 50. So that you will save $10 there. Um, I actually have the green and the purple, which not too many people have, and that's the most popular one. You can
Yeah,
actually get the gold one elsewhere or whatever, but I got one of the best because this one actually comes from St. Lucia, where you have some volcanic mountains, the pitons, and
yeah,
these pitons actually release volcanic material and they bleed into the water. And now you have all this ash that creates an incredible sea moss. Aside from the salt that that actually goes into the rocks and create this actual beautiful plant, God plant. I call it God plant because it's enhanced my life by by the tons, and I love it. The green and the purple, it's difficult to find here in the States, so that's made me very popular everywhere. You know.
all right. Well, I'm sure
Uh,
I'm gonna get the purple because that's what I've been looking for, and I got to get something for my son because he does bodybuilding, and he's a health nut, so
Beautiful.
it's
So
gonna be a good thing.
people ask me what's the difference between them. It's just that they grow in different places, different rocks, in the land, in the island. And
Right.
I believe the green is more towards chlorophyll, has a lot of chlorophyll in it, um, as an algae. The purple is very high in antioxidant. I mean, they all have antioxidant. They all fight free radicals, but I think the purple people love it because of that. And the gold is the one that has the least flavor.
Right.
So people kind of like they lean more towards that one because it has less flavor. Some people are very particular about flavor and texture and all these kind of things. I think I found a trick to making my sea moss too, where I make it real jelly. I make it real thin. It's not as harsh. It's not like applesauce. It's really like a gel, like Jello.
Yeah,
So
I like that. I like
so
it like
yeah,
that.
I found a way to make it really, really like Jello instead of like applesauce, and it's
Yeah.
been helping me out when I make it. When I make it, I charge $15 per jar, 16-ounce jar, and it's been
Okay.
working out because there's a lot of lazy people that don't want to make it, and
Well, I
so
don't know
you know,
how, and I don't want to mess up, so I rather you make it for me. I like the purple in the $15 jar
I got you. I
because
know I gotta come over. I gotta.
I like to take the spoon, just spoon it out like everybody else and eat it in the morning or whenever I got the urge.
I'm gonna come around. I know I gotta bring you your bottle, so it'll be sometime before Sunday. I'll get in touch with you and we can do what we gotta do.
Okay. Yeah,
Is
and I think it'd be best for young adults to start learning how to eat that too. I've seen a lot of people eat it just out the jar for
Yeah, I
breakfast.
mean that's usually how I take it. At first, I'll tell people, put a little honey in it so you could get used to the texture and the flavor. Then they eventually tell me, I don't even use the honey no more. So it's all about programming your mind to do it. I see an
Yeah,
E there. Did somebody join us, or I see is somebody there?
I don't know.
Okay, I guess not. But again, I wish somebody did join us. I invited some people. I don't know if you did,
I
but
invited some people too, but um,
if somebody's behind the scene, you're more than welcome to request an entry and come in and ask questions or give us your story because again, it's our turn to listen.
and it's the Moss King, and we're trying to keep you motivated and alive with our stories and testimonies and helping our children and family.
Yeah,
So we're
actually,
looking.
requested some people to come in and they can talk about their stories and the things that I've helped them out with if they wanted to join us. But again, it's Friday night and you don't never know what people are getting into or whatever.
Well, whatever they get into, I'm sure that if you was helping them, they still gonna stay healthy for the New Year's coming into. And
Absolutely.
and I think that it's great that because I invited some of the old radio people that we used to be on the radio with, Ron and the rest of them, to come on our show if they got grandchildren, which I know Ron does, but obviously it's the holidays, and everybody is still getting their party on and their food on and getting ready for the New Year's coming up this week. So all the children are anticipating that New Year's, and some are cooking and helping grandma and grandpa with new hobbies. And happy
Yeah.
Hanukkah to our Jewish children as well. Happy
Yeah, this is it.
Hanukkah. Yeah.
This is actually the time where people are looking into next year and see what changes they're gonna make
Yeah.
and see their New Year's resolution. So this is definitely a good time to talk about health because that's usually how people start off the year, anyways. So go ahead and enjoy your holiday. Do what you got to do, but then let's bring it back to Health City because we need that. We need to enhance our bodies, our minds, our soul, spirit, and everything, and be the best versions of ourselves.
Yes, especially our seniors who, are helping as far as help raising their grandchildren or they're raising adopted children. You have to build up your health. It is of the importance to know how to eat. I know right about now we have lost some weight, and it's that eggnog is quite tasty, and I can't knock that. And I know that those pies that everybody made from homemade is quite tasty, but we're gonna have to go out there and start walking around and getting it off of us and getting back to what we know is healthy. We only do it once a year, but still in all, we can't get carried away because we're gonna have to walk the weight off. And the best way to exercise is with your grandkids. They got a lot of energy and they
That
want
makes
you to
sense.
stay alive. And you can put one on your back when you're doing your push-ups. They like to see you do the bike. They will be your motivators. The kids are definitely ones to make you happy, and they definitely want you to know that anything you could do, they're gonna keep you doing it until they get tired. Understand that. It's such a beautiful thing to be with the Mars King and know how to eat with the food and know how to drink your water and keep your lungs and everything alive and healthy, and mainly to basically get our children going and keep the children alive and healthy. We're gonna have to
Man,
start.
don't think I'm a saint though. I mean, it is the holidays, and I was with family, and they were corrupting me. But guess what? I have the rest of the week to say, let me take a couple of days to just ease off and be kind of cool. And because I know New Year's is coming again, and my family parties like crazy, so I'm like, okay, let me clean myself out throughout the week, and then come back and do it again. It's always good to enjoy yourself, enjoy life, but again, you need to take some time to say, okay, let me regenerate my body. Why? Because it's gonna carry me for the rest of my life. I gotta bless it with something good.
Yes, and you keep your non-dairy and non-fat, because like I was telling somebody, they said, oh no, I use whipped cream just as my dessert. I said whipped cream has sugar in it too. Don't let it fool you.
Yes,
Anything that they say jello, sometimes you could get no sugar, but anything that we make, if we don't do it ourselves, it has sugar in it.
yeah.
So
For example, like somebody made coquito and they brought it to the party. And back in the day, I used to love coquito. I'm like, okay, I could get a little bit of liquor and a little bit of the dairy taste in it and a little bit of the coconut. And so when you put the whole concoction together and you break it down, you're like, it's all sugar and it's different types of sugar because
yep.
even lactose is sugar. So I'm like, wow, you're drinking a whole bunch of different sugars. The rum is sugar. You got the evaporated milk. You got the condensed milk. You got
And
the
you can feel
ev-
it. You
and
could.
and that's what we love. That's what we're addicted to. We love this sugar, but then again, it's like I need tomorrow and the day after to just flush it out. Drink my electrolytes. Take my good water. Let me help my body flush that out because again, the kidneys get very affected by this. That's why
Yeah.
you see people in dialysis so much that has grown. Now you're killing the liver, fatty liver, which equals to sugar, and now you have your gallbladder. Sometimes they even take that away from you, and now you
Yeah.
have your kidneys. Very important that we preserve our kidneys. Not too many people want to donate these things. So guess what? I got to keep mine. I got to bless mine. So that's usually what I tell people. If you don't want to go to dialysis and you don't want to have to borrow somebody's kidney, and
Start taking
and
care of
and
yourself.
and, and the thing is, just by you getting a kidney operation doesn't mean that your body's not going to reject that kidney. It's not yours. So what you got to do, you got to bless yours. If I did dirt this weekend, throughout the week, I got to behave with my body. I got to
That's
bless it.
right.
I got to give it some good stuff. So that it could be a equal balance. It could be a balanced lifestyle. And you don't want to just keep going and putrefying yourself throughout the week also. And then the weekend comes again and here I go doing it all over. And that's when you become, your body goes haywire and you become crazy.
Well, that's why I like the young chefs that comes on. They making healthy salads that are appealing to young people, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, These are little people that are getting me interested in tomatoes and fish and how they design, and they the greens that they get is so healthy, and they make onions and they cut it up and they look so delicious, and they make it just so advertising, and I'm sticking to my greens. But yeah, I'm along with you. I know that the cupcakes and all them stuff, I was like, oh my God, I can't do none of this. The lesser of two evils. But that eggnog
And
and
it was calling
coquito,
you. It was calling you.
that coquito and the eggnog was calling me, and it had the liquor in it. And I yes, and I'm so glad I left it at the house where I found it at. But it's a beautiful thing, and I know that after all this food is dead and gone, we have to clean out our system, and that's what I was stressing to people. Water is the best laxative for your kid and for you to have, so especially now that the COVID is supposed to be rising again, and it flushes out your system. If you drink 8 glasses and you constantly drink water, all that food will help you move your bowels. The liquid make your intestines and everything liquidize. It's a wonderful thing. If you just start trying to do this, it'll help you out a great deal.
Yeah, I think even COVID is becoming something else. I think they're releasing something else. So we definitely have to strengthen ourselves,
And get
to
the vitamin
protect
C.
ourselves.
Yes.
Get that vitamin C. Get that vitamin D3.
And
The importance
B12.
of the B12, but the D3 is super important because especially now in winter, we're not getting enough sun. We need 2 hours of sun. So how do you get it? You have to get it in a pill form and put it in your body. So D3 very important. You could take it with the B12. They actually work well in conjunction.
Yes.
Your vitamin E to enhance the skin and clear out the stomach, the metals in the stomach, and that's gonna actually enhance the skin. So D3, B12, and vitamin E, and your vitamin C. I think you should be set. And
Well,
it's
that's
always good to
something that,
take these vitamins with a meal, with something of some sort of juice, some sort of something substance that it can actually work with it. Vitamins do not work well on an empty stomach.
no.
Herbs can work well on an empty stomach, but vitamins don't.
And how can one get in touch with you as far as learning more about vitamins and how to feed their child,
You can
and
call me.
implement?
You can email me. Let me give y'all my number. It's very popular, and I don't care who calls me. To be honest, if it's not one of those advertising people or whatever. So my number is 646-706-9525. I'm always welcoming calls, and I love to help people out and learn from people as well. 646-706-9525. That is my personal cell phone and my business cell phone, whatever you want to call it. And my email is El Negro NYC. How do you say that? The letter L, the word Negro, and New York City. El Negro NYC at gmail.com. So the letter L, the word Negro, NEGRO NYC at gmail.com. You can email me, I'll respond. We can actually exchange numbers. I like to personally speak to people because that's what I'm used to, and help them in their journey. When if you suffer from any ailment, I've maybe dealt with it. I can help. If not, I'll research it and do the best that I can for anybody. Anybody. That's me as a humanitarian, me as a brother, me as a being, me as a somebody that's visiting Earth. We're gonna find some answers together. So give me a holler. I don't mind, and I have the time to do it because I'm no longer on the matrix 9 to 5, and I have the time to be here for people.
And as for our turn to listen, mine is Shawnee. That's SHAWNIDEMBAREK at gmail.com. Shawnee at Barrett. And the phone number is 929-746-8677. If you and your grandchild or your older sibling is trying to do some things and you need support, you need to know how to eat, you need to find an apartment, you need to get your college education together, you need a reference. My name is Carolyn Smith. Just like my brother Edwin, we're here to help you. We're here to help motivate your child, and we're here to stop human trafficking. We're here to stop a lot of our children who are committing suicide. We're trying to give you a solution to give your child a solution. So we appreciate everything that y'all are doing with us. And I thank you so much because we're coming on every Friday and we're going to give you topics. You and your child are able to get on this show. The only way an adult can come on the show is the child is your ticket. And y'all have to do something together. Whether you do it with them or you don't do it, you'll do it separately. If you're a family, talk about it, share it with us. There's somebody that needs the motivation. Let's look at all the children that we have today and let's be thankful for the parents that we have that are doing the best that they can with the little bit that they have. And we also want to say a prayer to the three young adults who just lost their mother on Christmas Day, hit by a car. We want to say a prayer and we hope that y'all can help them in their time of need out in Queens. Be supportive. Go out there if they need anything. They're young. The youngest one is 7, and then there's the 18 and the 21-year old. And that's all they had was their mother. So I want y'all to know that we're a family and we're pulling together to the best of our ability. If you haven't seen your daddy or your mama, that's okay. You could come on and you could look for them and we'll help you find them. If you're with your mama and daddy and you just having a ball, come and share your happiness. If you're 5 years old and you're making cupcakes and you think it's the best cupcake, come on the show, share it with us. And to the Ethiopian Federation, y'all are always welcome to come on our show and share. Long as you got a young adult and you're helping them do something, share it with us. We're here for you.
That's right. I want to see the rappers. I want to see the people with dreams and children that have dreams. I also want to encourage the parents to keep them busy. When you keep a child busy and you keep them productive, they stay out of trouble. They stay out of jail. They stay in things that are productive and enhancing to these young children. So if you keep a child busy and keep them incorporated in things and good things for society, they do better for themselves and they grow up with this sense of responsibility. When they have nothing to do and they're bored, you keep them in just video games and keep them in the tablet and keep them at looking at their friends and everything that they're doing out in the street that they're not interested. They always get into trouble. When you keep a child busy, you got them. That means that they have something to look forward to, something to create their habits. And that's a little piece of advice from like my own personal uh, experience.
And it's the greatest advice to have. I think that we should all be involved in each other's lives. There's so many people who've been successful just doing their grandmother's recipe, and nobody even knew that they knew it. You need to want to motivate your children. There's no need to keep them in fear or put them through changes because adults make the change. And it's time for y'all to come together with your kids because there's smart kids out here. I have a young lady, she's a blind. Her child is in kindergarten, very articulate, helps her mother. And it's so beautiful to see this teamwork. There's beautiful families out there, and y'all are motivation to others. You may not believe it, but you are. So we're asking you to share your motivation, to share your ideas, to share your children so they could talk and let us listen to what motivates them. There's not anyone without a child that doesn't need motivation and want to be heard. You got a little 5-year old that just talking you to death. Come on the show with them. Talk about what they want to talk about. It may not be nothing to you because you don't hit 75 and 80, but it means a lot to them. And because you got two jobs and you going from your pillow to the job, it's always hard. But make time for them. And if this is their time, our turn to listen, and the Moss King will make sure that they have enough to occupy themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I advise y'all to start growing some plants, learning some things. It's nothing like home projects. And like I said, those who are outside of the country, you are more than welcome to call in and discuss whatever it is that you're doing and keeping your kids motivating abroad. And we can let you know what we're doing over here. And to my school, Kaplan Internationals, you're more than welcome to come on and talk about your family. This is the holiday, and join me and the Mars King and talk about how healthy or whatever it is you're eating. And we could tell you if it's going to last forever or you got to
Mhm.
burn that fat real quick.
And grow
Everybody,
some plants. When you say grow plants, do it with your children. Show them how to do it. That'll be a project that you can actually incorporate in their lifestyle. Get them used to that. Grow tomatoes. Let's grow this. Let's grow that, and that'll keep them busy. Also, that'll keep them productive. That'll keep them learning something. That'll keep them in touch with Earth. So it's
yes.
a definitely a great thing. I applaud that. Thanks for bringing that up.
And you can also make connections with your grocery store. They know that you growing some things and it looks fresh. You can sell your product. We're
Farmers
going
market.
way we're going back into time. We need a donkey.
Well, remember, everything goes back into time when you had bell bottoms in the '70s. They came back in the '90s. You had straight leg in the '80s. So everything always recycles itself. Everything comes back, whether
Yeah.
it's with style, whether it's with the way we were bartering. Now we're gonna start bartering again when the economy crashes, and so everything always comes back into a cycle.
And we learn how to sew and we learn how to glue stuff together. So we're gonna learn how to do plumbing and learn how to bake our own and make our own flour and go back to the basics. So don't worry, our children will guide us, and long as we take care of them and they eat in the right way, because my sons are eating like, health is the main thing. And Edwin, if it wasn't for you, I don't know who might have woke me up. So I thank
I
you. And I'm so
I'm
glad
glad I
that
was
you
able. I'm glad I
I'm
was able to help.
I'm glad you my partner and that we're doing this show. And I know next Friday we're gonna have a wonderful time. We Winborn, do we have any guests?
Yeah, I
No.
think we got 10 minutes left, but yeah, I wish somebody would have came in. I want to see. I want to get it to the point where I see these children come and talk to us and tell us their stories, and so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing people join us and see what they're thinking. I want to also listen myself.
Well, we're
Is
getting our flyers after January, so I'll be going down to public schools and different schools and talking to parents and getting the word out. Like I said, those who were on the radio station and they got grandchildren, they're more than welcome to come and talk with us and learn some things. I was happy that Sadie came on, and
yeah,
I'm hoping that the Ethiopian Federation would like to talk to their children, talk with their children, or bring their children on if they like. Because there's nobody that don't have a grandchild or a nephew or a niece that are trying to get the word out about what they're doing. However ridiculous you may think again. That child might be the one that climbs that mountain, that cornerstone. Everybody that do you think might make it might not be that one. It might be the one that you always falling apart with, and they become a chef, or they become the artist or designer, or they'll design a home, or furniture, whatever it is that they're talented. I saw a young man in Africa simulate an airplane from plastic bottles. He made a whole airplane and put
wow,
a little engine. He created all of that in Africa just with plastic garbage. He threw it together and it was beautiful. And we need to start motivating our children to do something from scratch. So I'm gonna go over to the Bronx School of Science and send out some flyers and get in touch with people. And Lehman College and Lehman High School and Walton High School. There's somebody out there. And since we just starting and we getting to learn how to do things, don't worry. We're not going anywhere. We know that this is the good thing to do, and we're going to do it
abs-
well. So,
absolutely.
yeah,
I want to thank Dr. Wimborne for engineering for us, helping us out. Definitely great job. I've
yeah.
seen you behind the scenes doing your thing with the numbers and everything.
All right.
Miss Sadie for coming in, definitely giving us a couple of viewpoints here and there.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to seeing her show on Sunday, so that'll be great.
Yeah.
The good thing is we may have this universal link that we can send to everyone, and it'll probably work out, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
So definitely, that's a plus for us too. For for so we don't have to keep going back and forth. We have this universal link. So thank you, Dr. Wimborne, for that. You
Yes,
figured it
Dr.
out for us.
Winborn.
Boom.
Yay.
We and just grateful that we're living in a good time right now where we're going from you know from the old and seeing the new technology, AI, and everything that's happening with the world. It's an awakening time for us.
Yeah.
We have to go more into our phones, more into our tablets, and learn so many things now because AI is taking over.
Yes, I love it when you go to McDonald's and you see a robot.
I
That's
haven't seen that because I haven't been to McDonald's, but I'm looking forward to seeing my favorite restaurants. I go to this restaurant called Geisha. It's a sushi restaurant, and it's very, very popular.
Where's it
And
located?
there's about three. There's one on 141st and Broadway. There's one on 178th and Broadway, and there's one on 207th and Broadway. And the one that's on 207 is more of a takeout, but the other two are beautiful. It has the best Japanese food, very clean. It's very elegant, and it's not that expensive. It's called Geisha,
Okay.
and so that's one of my favorite spots. To go eat my sushi and my salmon teriyaki and stuff like that. So Geisha, 178 Broadway, 141st and Broadway, 207
And
in Broadway.
207 in Broadway.
Shout out to them, definitely, definitely.
I'll see the one on 207 right there on Broadway, right?
Right on Broadway in the corner, and it's a takeout. You can sit there and eat there. Also, it's amazing. They have this incredible gyozas and so many good things in there. So definitely shout out to them.
Great. That sounds like a nice healthy
Um,
meal.
but I want to see them get AI robots. And the Chinese are very advanced in that right now. So I know that they're coming.
But yeah, they have theirs cleaning the streets in China and
Yeah, they're doing a lot
delivering.
of things.
Yeah, it's been
China and
great.
Japan, they're really pushing it. They're pushing Elon Musk and everything. So we're gonna see that again. That's gonna take out away from a lot of jobs from people. But you know, now that we practice how to work from home, then maybe that's gonna grow for us. And hopefully, that's gonna help us out.
Well, let's see what happens. It's up to God and the rest of us acting like we care. But most of all, I like to keep the kids motivated and eating right so we can at least have our future in the right direction.
Absolutely.
If you have that option. And I like for our seniors to start eating correctly and doing what they need to do for themselves so they could be healthy. But like you said, there's a new disease coming up. Let's see what happens.
Supposed to be a more enhanced type of COVID, something respiratory, something more deviant. But again, they're always gonna want to instill fear in us. Just keep
Yeah.
intaking your interferons, keep putting all that good stuff in the body. So by the time it does come, you won't even pay it no mind, and your body's gonna defend yourself from it. Your body's one of the most incredible machines in existence, and if you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
Well, long as Sadie does them salads and you sell the moss.
Let's go. That's it. I'm never gonna stop. Keep going with my morph. And
And
I'm
I
gonna keep
believe,
making it for people, and I'm gonna keep promoting it. I'm gonna keep enhancing it, and I'm gonna make it better. I
all
might
right,
just squeeze some orange juice today and put it in a thing with some honey, and that might be how I package it for children. So thanks, Sadie, for that.
that's
Um,
why that's why I'm gonna get my slow juicer. I could just throw the vegetables and everything in there and drink that and have my moss. I'll be like
got
this. I'll be like this all day.
I hear you. Moss is gonna help you with that sinus too. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but the
expert in
drink,
getting mucus out.
the drink that Sadie gave, the turmeric and ginger and lemon
It's
and
It's
onion.
crazy. As soon as you mentioned, I already knew what was in there. I said, I know there's turmeric in there, definitely.
Yeah,
I know there has to be ginger in there. I know
and
there's lemon.
lemon
I would
and
have probably put in
red onion.
red onion. I probably
Yeah,
would have added some eucalyptus in there because eucalyptus is good for the respiratory.
right.
Um. So yeah, there's so many great things. You know what I've been taking? I know we have 2 minutes.
Go
There's
ahead.
this plant. There's this plant called mullein. Mullein, and it's the most incredible thing for your lungs and your respiratory system. It's
Where
called
you get it?
mullein. Amazon. Find it. They sell it in tincture. It's better in tincture than it is in pill form. It's called mullein. Mullein. It is the most incredible thing. It's good for smokers. If you want to clean out the tar from the lungs.
Oh,
So
great.
if you take something like that and then you incorporate that tea, now you're gonna enhance it to another level. So
Oh
definitely
man.
mullein, and we have to package the tea that Mercedes suggested, which I know is turmeric. I already knew it. We got onion in there, we got ginger in there, we have lemon in there, and what else you added in there? Maybe some cloves or something, or cinnamon or something.
Yeah. Well, we're
Honey,
getting ready to leave, big brother. This is our
yes.
turn to listen, and the Moss King saying
God
bye for
bless.
now.
Every day we rise, we win.
Amen.